Are you surviving this thing called midlife and menopause? Or are you thriving? I know for me, this winter was so rough. I was shut in with weather and snow, and I'm not talking just cold. I'm talking bitter cold, dangerous to be outside cold. We had lots of snow, and I like the cold, I like the snow, but not that much. So I couldn't get out. When we had sun, it was beautiful, but I'm in Ohio and it can get brown and it can get gray a lot of the time. So I decided to bring you out here, which is one of my favorite places, and I'll show you around. I did an earlier video. It was a gray day, but welcome to Pinebrook Homestead. My name is Marie if you are new here, and if you are returning, welcome back. I am changing. I'm overhauling my life, and I have been for 2 weeks now. So what started this? Well, videos in the past, I was talking about the Galveston diet. Back when I did Suffering in Silence, that video, I was talking about the Galveston diet, and I read the book, and I am incorporating a lot of this diet. Some of the big markers for me, my knees, joints started to hurt again because I wasn't walking, I wasn't exercising like I was all summer long. That was one. The good old belly fat, the menopausal belly fat. Well, I'm tired of it. I understand that some of us are okay with our muffin tops. Well, I'm just uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable in pants, and I'm just uncomfortable. And so I'm done with it. The biggest marker is the inflammation. And I actually took a test or a quiz, and I am going to link this quiz in the description box below. That quiz showed I am on the level of moderate inflammation. Inflammation affects the menopausal belly, it affects the knees, our joints, it affects the brain fog, and it also causes heart disease, which is elevated with the loss of estrogen. It also causes strokes, cancers, and Alzheimer's. I don't want any of that. So I've changed my diet. I will share with you, I'm already down 4 pounds, yay. But I want to give you these options and give you these tips to be able to thrive in your midlife and menopause and not just survive. Did you know there are 3 amigos? This is what I call them, the 3 amigos to inflammation. 1 is the loss of estrogen. Okay, got that. 2, it's our diet. The Western diet riddles us with inflammation. And then 3, your everyday stress. So you might be taking care of older parents, you might be taking care of older pets. I know I just ordered a cap and gown for my 2nd youngest. I'll have 1 more in high school, and then I'm an empty nester. With that brought a lot of change. I couldn't believe it's gone by this fast. Could not believe it. It seems like it was just yesterday I was putting him on the bus for kindergarten. So you add all these stresses, and now we have the 3 amigos that absolutely just riddle our bodies with information. I do have information and tips for you, as well as this quiz, so you can look at it and you can decide for yourself if you want to start thriving, or are you just okay with surviving. I am 53 years old. Average lifespan for a woman, 81, 83. I hope I live longer. That's 30 years I have left. Yeah, that's kind of how I'm looking at it. That's 30 years, and I want these 30 years to be the best they can be. I have shared with a lot of you that I am now taking care of my grandchildren 2 days a week. Well, let me tell you, my granddaughter has me up and down and up and down. She goes way faster than I do. And I'm also got a carrier with my grandson, who's 3 months old, on me. So I've got some added weight. And I woke up this morning, I was sore. My hips were sore, my knees were sore, my back was sore, and I was like, I can't do this. I want to be there in my best version for these grandkids. So let's check this place out. So I am walking through this park area, and there's houses just up there, but this is part of our community pool park area, and I love it down here. You can hear the creek. Let's get you to it. I am a sucker for a creek or a river. I actually grew up on property that had both, and as a little girl, I would just play in them. But did you know that the sound of chirping birds and running water actually reduce your stress? So maybe you're in the same boat. Maybe you're feeling like you just don't feel well. You're having problems sleeping, you have brain fog, the menopausal belly fat is kicking you, whatever it is. You know, there are so many symptoms to this whole thing in midlife. And they talk about men having a midlife crisis. I don't think necessarily that we have a midlife crisis. I think we give up sometimes. I think sometimes we just give up. And when I say give up, the stresses of being a mother, being a wife, being an employee, maybe a business owner, the stresses of raising children and facing retirement, if you're in your 50s, whether it's 10, 15 years, whatever it is. And somewhere along the way, I think we take care of everybody else and we stop taking care of ourselves. I know I have. If you have too, put it in the comments below. If you don't feel well and you are just surviving, put it in the comments. I would love to hear from you. So what are some of the things that's causing inflammation in our food system? Well, one of the first ones is omega-6, fatty acids, saturated fat, all the seed oils. So canola and vegetable and safflower and sunflower and grapeseed, all these oils. And all of these oils are used in all of the processed foods. So I've eliminated a lot of these seed oils, and I've been on that kick for about, I'd probably say 7 to 8 months. I started eliminating them all. When it comes to the processed food, the amount of added sugar there is insane. Now, I have to tell you, I am not a sugar person. I am not a sweet tooth person. I am savory. Want to know what I love? I love the good old cheese and crackers. I love the potato chips. The dips. Like, I could have an entire thing of queso and tortilla chips for dinner. That's where my guilty pleasure lies. But the amount of sugar that we are ingesting, because it's in everything. It's in everything. I actually, last summer, I did a series on my Facebook page, which was a 30-day series which kicked off this YouTube channel. But I did a series looking at how much sugar was in everything. Not just sugar, the artificial sweeteners. They are also wreaking havoc on our microbiome, and they are causing inflammation. So yeah, we kind of got to kick the sweet tooth, except for good old fruit. Anyways, what else is causing it? Well, our fast food, because they fry everything, artificial colors and then preservatives, the nitrites and the nitrates, those are all causing it. Alcohol, another one causing it. And I have to tell you, when I gave up my red wine, my hot flashes kind of went away. But another thing about inflammation, with inflammation, if you have a lot of inflammation, that will actually exacerbate your hot flashes. I did not know that. And like I said, I'm in the moderate inflammation range, according to this quiz. But, you know, it's better than nothing at all. It's better than not knowing anything at all. So what am I doing that you can do too? Well, in the Galveston diet, I'm flipping my macros upside down. And by flipping my macros, I can use my body to burn fat as well as feed my brain. So my diet right now, the macros are 70% fat, 30% protein, and 10% carbs. And all of my carbs are from green vegetables, carnivorous vegetables, sweet potatoes, squash, all of that, leafy greens, all that good stuff. And yes, I have given up white rice, white potatoes. Oh, there is nothing better to me than a baked potato with butter and sour cream. I can't think about that because I'm not eating them. Not even growing them this year. So I've given up all the whites, white rice, white bread, even my sourdough bread. It's just not worth it anymore. I want to feel good. I want to get back to having that energy and sleeping and not all these symptoms of good old menopause. So, with the fats that I am using ghee, grass-fed butter, coconut oil, olive oil, tallow, and avocado oil. Those are the only fats that I'm using. If I have a big plate of broccoli that I steam, I will drizzle a little bit of olive oil on there just to up a little bit of the fat content, because I really don't eat a lot of fatty foods, but I do get some of the fat from, of course, my meat. I do get it from good cheese like brie or an aged cheddar, Parmesan, feta, or goat. I am eating meat. If you are vegetarian or vegan, I would look into it. But I am consuming lean protein. And that has made a game changer. I have more energy. With adding 70% fat, 20% lean protein, and 10% carbs, I don't have brain fog anymore after 2 weeks. After 2 weeks. I am telling you, this book, you might want to get it. I will link it down below. If you already have it, maybe go back to it. Check it out. And I know the prices in the grocery store are high. If you can grow a lot of these vegetables, great. Be choosy on your lean proteins. Pick them up on sale and all of that kind of stuff. But it is worth feeling good again. It is worth thriving and not surviving. So if you like this content, if you're in the same boat as me, would you consider subscribing so we can meet again? And I will continue on with videos like what this diet looks like in a day, what am I eating, what are the macros, if you're interested in that. I'm also going to be looking at exercise, because not all exercise is the same in our 50s. So thank you so much for joining me this Friday, and I will see you back for Monday Reset, and I am so looking forward to it. I hope everybody is doing well. Many blessings to you this weekend. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.